Hello, Dan.
Hello, David.
I think we're live.
We are live. What is our plan for today?
There is no plan for today.
There is no plan.
Today is we're hanging out and we're talking because we're friends and this is what we do. So this is a good plan.
Yes.
Agreed? I mean, if you disagree, we can cancel now.
No, I don't disagree.
All right, here we go. Hey, have I had told you how much I think the intro song is very appropriate? I like it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a strange confluence of events.
It was, and it's not fair for you to be like, yeah, I'm all about it because it's my song. But like here, I'm telling you, I think.
Well, I didn't choose it. I think Judah chose it. You know, he was like, "Let's do this."
Chose it. Yes,
I'm like, okay.
Our somewhat producer, ex-producer, someone. Ghost producer chose it.
That's a pretty cool title.
It's
Wait, I lost you.
tonight.
Wait, I lost you. Did you lose me?
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, maybe it's on my end.
You hear me now? You good?
Yeah.
Stupid.
It was the ghost producer.
It's freaking Judah. He does everything.
I remember that reminds me. Like, remember one time watching Raiders of the Lost Ark as a kid with my sister.
Yep.
And at one point there was like, in the credits, there's like, millions of credits. There's riggers and gaffers. And there was one person it was like head plasterer, but for some reason my sister heard it as head plasterer. So like the person who just plasters all the heads. And my dad was like, well, yeah, at the end when all their faces melted, somebody had to make that. And so we I don't remember why. It was just a stupid joke that it turned into a 25-minute conversation.
Oh, too dark. Here we go. Oh, way dark.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Nope. Sorry, my preparation this week was right when we started.
This is a little peek behind the scenes into all of the ins and outs day to day that goes on into a production of this level of quality.
Yeah, the level of quality is terrible. So, speaking of level of quality, I've been drinking and cooking steaks all day. So
that sounds like living the dream.
Yeah. So, my very happy circumstance this week is I made a tomahawk ribeye steak, which I showed you a picture of that.
Yeah.
Which is
how thick was that?
It was like 2.5 inches thick. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. I didn't like put a tape measure on it. It's like 2.5 thick. So it like when I bought it, measured out weight per pound was like 3.5, which included the ribeye steak or the bone. And I had never cooked one of those things before. So
yeah, I had like a 2.5 inch steak last year, and I was completely baffled as to how to actually cook it.
Well, like, yeah. So, okay. So here's what I did. So like I bought that and like I bought a bunch of New York strips because we had a bunch of people coming over. We're going to have a steak dinner tonight. We'll let her cook out. So I started that thing really early and I threw it on there when the coals were low. And like my grill got up to like 450 for like another at least 20, 25 minutes each side. And I flipped it. And then I got it to almost probably medium. This is how it went down. But like this is like my charcoal grill. I'm not a grill like aficionado.
So is that all you did to it, or did you like sear it afterwards?
No, I didn't sear it. No. I just salt and peppered it. I just got it to room temperature and threw it on the grill as I heated it up to like 400, 450, and then flipped it a few times. And then like after, I think I flipped it 3 or 4 times, and then like I threw the rest of the New York strips on top and went from there.
So what was the result? Did it turn out good?
Yeah, it was great. I got like, so it was such a thick steak, and like, so on the outside edge, it was pretty much medium, on the inside edge to the steak, to the bone, it was medium rare, and like it was a 3.5 pound freaking steak thing, which is crazy to me. Yeah, so it was cool. So it was good. Like up against the bone, it was very like medium rare. On the outside edge, it was like very, just not rare, but it was medium. And it was great.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a good medium. It was a good like contrast steak. It was huge.
Yeah.
It was,
That's the problem with those really big ones, is that like, because like conventional wisdom for any steak that's like an inch or smaller is you just get the grill super hot, and that way, right when you're getting the outsides to where it's like on the verge of like seared or crispy, the inside still has a little bit of red in there. But then like that metric doesn't really calculate when you've got something that's like the size of a brick, because it's like by the time you're burning the outside, the inside is like, so people say that, you got to do like, you do like 250 degrees or whatever for like 30 minutes or some craziness. And then like you put it on a pan sear, or do whatever. People I've heard people put it in the oven.
Yeah,
and they bake it while they're cooking the grill up to like 700 degrees, and then they take it out and they go at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought about that, and like I didn't have time to do it.
There's too many steps.
Yeah, no, like, and I would do that if it was just like me and my wife just eating that steak. But like we had friends coming over, and I bought a few other steaks, and just it was
Yeah.
I bought that steak on a whim because I saw it. I said, "Holy shit, this is a tomahawk 3.5 pound ribeye steak."
The Canyonero of steaks.
Yeah, exactly. Canyonero. So I just wanted to try it, and
22 pounds of American beef. If you eat it, it's free.
Exactly. Yes, but like I bought like 6 other steaks on top of that just to make sure if I cook this one wrong, I can make something edible for everybody who was coming, like with kids and like everybody.
Worst case scenario, you could chop it up into little bits, and then you could like stew it or something and put it in a salad.
But no, legit though, it came out good. It was medium rare to the bone. It was medium on the outside of the steak, and it was fun. It was like cooking a brontosaurus. It was fun. I would recommend it to everybody who wants to grill.
Has anybody ever tried putting a steak on like a rotisserie? You know what I mean? Like where like it rotates. You know how you see like in all the old movies where somebody's about to get eaten by a cyclops or something, and they're like attached to the little thing, and they're like rotating.
Yeah, no. I would do it. I would rotate anything you want me to rotate.
Yeah, slow cookers are all the rage these days. That's the new trendy thing.
Yeah, they are. Dan, how are you doing, man? Personally,
I'm good. I had a very exhausting weekend, mostly due to the extreme temperatures. So,
yeah,
I went and played a show down in Mooresville. Well, not really down, over.
Up and over. Yep.
Yeah, it was like right on Lake Norman. So it was like, when I got there, it was inside. It was at this music venue that's right on the lake. When I got there, I was like, "Oh, this is not too bad. Okay, well, no, this will be fine." So, unfortunately, like by the time they opened all the doors and there was an opening band, they were a Bryan Adams tribute. So they were actually really good. They were guys. It was like their first show.
Was it the first real 6-string? They bought the fine dime.
No, actually, because these guys had worked at music stores, so they had like really nice gear. Anyway,
they played it till their fingers bled. Sorry.
Anyway, sidebar. But like by the time they opened all the doors and everything, like the temperature was just like, okay, this is going to be a problem. And then like, because it was like a line of people around the building. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. We haven't had a line of people around the building for us in a while, except for the fact that line of people meant that the big giant doors had to be open for an hour and a half. So all of that heat came in. And so like it was an exhausting gig because there was nowhere to stand while the first band was playing. So like there was fans and an air blower in the venue, but you couldn't sit down. You'd go in the green room, but it was like 90 degrees in there, and there was like one little box fan, like up in like it was a sweatshop. So I was already exhausted and drenched with sweat before we even played note 1. About 30 seconds into the first song, I was like, oh God. All right, we just got to keep going. And you just look at everybody, and we're all just looking at it like, oh, what's going on here? It was, yeah. So, and then I listened back to the recording and stuff that I did because I put a bunch of cameras up, and then I pulled it up. I was like, oh, man, that was a pretty good show because the energy level was pretty good because we had all these people. And then I listened back to it. I was like, whoa, I was way out of tune. And like from the first song, it's like separate ways. So it was just like E, 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 E. I was like, oh. It was, I'm going to have to do some post-production editing to make that video sound good. But
How was the crowd? Were they into it? For real?
Yeah, they were fun. I mean, it's one of those. The funny thing about pandemic shows is that like, it kind of forced everybody. I think it forced everybody to go back to the drawing board a little bit, because before that it was like, okay, well, if you put 200 or 300 people in a room and they're all going, for anybody who's on stage, you don't even have to be that great, because you just like, you can't help but absorb all the energy of all those people in the room. And so when the pandemic happened and we were playing for like 20% capacity venues where everybody's like sitting at their little tables, drinking martinis and eating food and stuff, it was just like, oh God, this is, it's like, I've never done stand up, but like to an empty room where it's like, you're maybe I imagine like doing stand up in another country where only a couple people speak English and you're trying to like get laughs. That's what it was like trying to play these like dinner theater shows. So we got kind of used to that, and it was just like, all right, well, we got to work on like structure in the set list and trying to play good so that we can at least get some sort of energy going. And so, but it was good for us, I think, because then now that we go back to shows where like everybody's already primed and ready to go right from the get go, it's like, oh, this is easy as pie. It's like our game to lose, So we may not have been technically the best because it was so hot, and they didn't have enough amps to run like amps in the circuit breakers and stuff to run all of our fans. So everybody else had a fan on the stage, but I couldn't have a fan. So I thought that was not going to be a problem, but it turned out to be a problem.
Brutal.
And then on Sunday,
rockstar problems.
On Sunday, I came back and we were moving Shayla into her new place. And so we, of course, picked the hottest day of the year to do that. So it was like unloading furniture and boxes and going upstairs. And so, yeah. It was an exhausting weekend.
I'm sorry.
But good. All good experiences.
I'm sorry. I'm like eating the mic and telling you I'm sorry. So my weekend was...
That's what you do when you have something dramatic to say.
It does. Like, I don't have anything dramatic. My weekend was recovery from family being here, which was awesome. I had both of my sisters and their family from DC and Vegas, and it was awesome. We were all here. And every meal was the 3 times as much you could ever eat meal. And every day was 3 times the amount you could ever do in a day. And we did it for like 9 days. And they left, and I'm very sad that they're gone. But like, yeah, it was great. So like lots of food, lots of family time. It was awesome. Yeah. And they all left on Friday. So here we are. What is it? Tuesday. And I almost feel normal again. But like I don't, because like my body is still in shock with like the 7 extra pounds of food I put in my body.
Yeah, at my house we call that the Feast of 1,000 Beasts.
Yeah,
it's basically like those meals where it's like, all right, well, my parents are coming into town, and then I got this going on. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go to the store and I get like chicken, sausage, steak, burgers, and salmon.
Totally,
like every possible animal that you could eat, and yeah,
we had planned every evening like a family person to like do a meal. Like my family do the meal, my parents, my brother.
Oh yeah, we do that sometimes.
Yeah. But like that didn't matter because like when the meal was over, there was at least 3 more meals worth of food.
Right.
And then the next day it was just like, no, we're making the next meal.
So every lunch is like a combination of like one person's eating a burger and a half a piece of pizza and some pasta, and then the next person's eating like, I got a casserole and a steak and some jalapeno poppers.
At the end of it, I felt so bad. My mom's like, "Can you just like take some of this?" Like, Mom, no, throw it in the trash. Like, there's no way my family can eat.
Oh, that gives me the horribles.
we can't do it. Just take it into the garbage. But like, it was good. The family trip was awesome. We did lots of family stuff, and we did boats and beaches and all that good stuff. It was great.
Oh, that's good.
Like it was awesome. But like it ended Friday, and now we're back to normal. And it's like you just gotta like get back into it. However, today I had friends over. It was good. That we haven't seen in a while, and we made steaks. I made a tomahawk steak. Back to this. This is where I'm at.
Yeah,
and we had drinks.
So it's like a decompression.
It was
like levels, right? It's like coming back from the bottom of the ocean where you have to like.
It is like right. Yeah, it's like I don't want to get the bends. So that was it was we came back up. We're just like, let's have steaks and drinks and wines and local brew stuff, and that's what we did. So that's what
Yeah.
happened today.
We're going to
So,
pretend like we're ancient people who just conquered another territory. There will be revels to be had.
but like yeah, exactly. So if you want to talk about something super important, I have it.
I'm the kind of
mean,
person that I have to decompress after being around people for a certain amount of time. It's like because I wouldn't describe myself as a complete introvert because I do like
Yeah.
people most of the time,
Yep.
most people, but like especially on like weekends where I have like two shows, you know, and then like I'm driving around, I'm shaking people's hands, and then I'm going to pick up the kids and doing all this kind of stuff. By the time it's Monday, I'm like, all right, I don't want to do anything but work from home today. Because it's like, and it's not because I dislike anybody. It's just that like, I just run out of bandwidth, you know. So I have to have like decompress. That's why like I've come to really value the nights where I'm just like home by myself with the dog and like a not terribly great movie. Just kind of like I have to be like a turtle,
Yeah.
and otherwise that I've noticed the weeks when I don't have like a night like that are the weeks that by Thursday or Friday I'm just like, well, you know what? If you just wouldn't, you know, and then like the things start to bubble up. So
Yeah. No, I think I can empathize with that. Still, my day to day has a lot of those moments, like where like don't tell me what's going on, and I want to yell at you, and that's how it goes. So like, but I think my um my time off is more frequent or infrequent. It may be like once a month. I do it a couple days or here and there. So my day to day is unfortunately like characterized with like stress and not
you're
like
trying to run a business and a family. I mean,
yeah, right. I try not to yell, but like I do, and it's not fair. It's
that can
not
be the
good.
pull quote from this
No, it sucks.
for your campaign slogan, Duran 2024. I try not to yell.
No, that's legit. So like I try
Put that
not
on a
to-
T-shirt.
Yeah. And in fact, and it's funny because like I know at least wait, let me look at her. One of my employees is watching this and she knows I try not to yell. But like it's hard, man. So like to be stressed during the week and to find a way to be I don't know, just to let loose a little bit. It's a Tuesday as we're doing it on a Tuesday. I enjoy it, but it's hard. So yeah, no, sorry. I'll
Yeah,
talk
no, I
about
get
it.
it. You're talking to the original Dramadon, you know. So
You are the Dramadon.
that wasn't even
Yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
that wasn't even supposed. That just that's become my nickname in my house, my own home. Is that like, you know, there's like, you know, I feel like I'm in like a movie or something. There's like dad trying to like hold things together and like make sure that everybody's happy, and then like he's doing pretty good, but then like I'm kind of a tip of the iceberg person when it comes to getting angry about stuff. Is that like
Yeah.
you don't really notice it until the last like 5%, and then it's like, "Rrr." And then everybody's like, "Where'd that come from? What's going on? You getting all mad?" I was like, "You went from 0 to 60." Like, no. I went from 55 to 60. I was just idling from 0 to 55. You know, like that's the thing that I think that happens to a lot of men. Oh, that's the dog. So like, yeah, and then so like the kids were like, "Oh, Dramadon made an appearance today." I'm like, I love how like me getting angry is like, you know, like the punchline. It's like my catchphrase, you know, like, did I do that or something like that? Like everybody else gets mad. It's like, oh, I guess I better solve that and work on somebody else's feelings and make sure I reassure
Well-
them. But when I get mad, it's like, oh, Hurricane Dramadon's about to make landfall. You know, that's how it goes.
Damn, Dan, I'm sorry. Like I don't think I want that. I didn't want that for the whole Ramadan. So like
Now I'm thinking about getting that as my vanity license plate.
fair enough. So I struggle with that. I don't want to be the guy at work that is the constant, I don't know, Dramadan. I know I don't want to be the argument. I don't want to be the guy who yells. I am the boss, and like so, like I have to do that thing. I have to do the boss thing, but I have to like temper it with, let's try to do this, as opposed to, why the hell did you do this? Like kind of thing. Like that's not fair.
Who's the angry chef guy?
I'm the angry chef guy. Like it's just,
Not Anthony Bourdain. That was the other dude. I don't remember.
I just meant the Swedish chef. I don't know. No, but like seriously, I struggle with explaining how I would like things to be run, with yelling at people how they're not fucking retarded for not doing it how I did that. And that's not a fair. It's not a fair thing. So,
Mike Bieber says Gordon
like,
Ramsay. Thank you, Mike.
hey, listen. So, like, I went to college, and they were like, "You want to do like small business entrepreneurial management?" I was like, "Yeah, cool, man. I'd love to run a small business." You don't want to run a small business. Like, it's terrible. Like, you have so many people that you have to manage, and they don't do the things the way you want them to do it. And that's not a negative thing. Like it is what it is. People are people. Like you can't. I don't know. Everyone's like Chick-fil-A can run like that drive-through. Oh my god! Look how Chick-fil-A does that. I'm like, I'm not Chick-fil-A. I have like 7 people who work for me. So like I can't make my shop run like Chick-fil-A. Like you just, it's just not a thing. But it's hard.
You should the part of the new chapter in the employee handbook at Atlantic Glass and Mirror should be every interaction should end with my pleasure.
Yes, exactly. It's just tough, man. Like so.
And then next year you can hire only like 18-year-olds.
Well, I would. Jesus, I would never just hire 18-year-olds. So like the really hard thing is just like you're like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, because like if you work anywhere, you're like, oh, I know everything more than my boss. Like my boss is retarded. The corporate structure is retarded. I don't care who you are. But like I could run my shop better than anyone would say. And then like when you get that opportunity to run it, you're just like, oh my goodness, it's very dependent on so many factors, like personnel, customers. Like it's so hard. It's not the same thing. Like it's just not the same.
Well, it's like us complaining. It's like us complaining about the government. You know, we're all sitting there like, why don't they just take the deficit and do? And then somebody goes, and then it's like somebody walked up to us and be like, hey, you know, we think you guys are doing pretty good. Why don't you? Here you go. Here's the key to the government. We'll be like, shit.
Well, the thing is though, like what I'm saying is, I'm not doing anything immoral. The government is definitely immoral. So everything they do is evil. So you can be against it by default. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's funny. Like the folks that think that running your own business is like a panacea, or you get to do whatever you want. No, dude. No, you're held to your customers. You're held to your employees to some extent, and it's tough, man. You gotta. It's a balance act. That's all it is.
Yeah,
which is everything in economics is that is in itself an economics lesson. Everything is a balance act. So like it's trade-offs, it's give and take, and you gotta do the best you can to make money.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing that now. Like I've been really talking about this a lot to like anybody who would listen. Like every establishment you go to, like they're running out of people. You know, like you go to, like I went to this new pizza place in town, and they're like, it took like 25 minutes to make one pizza, you know, and then like there's a guy back there, like a drill sergeant, like Levi and I were just like hanging out. It was pretty funny. He clearly had no care. What is happening?
25 minutes. 25.
This guy running this pizza shop clearly had no care that all of the customers could hear everything he was saying to his employees, because he was literally 5 feet away. So we're walking in there and it's hot. They have a door that didn't work, so every person that would come in would go ding, 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 So like this guy was like yelling at all these. He's like, "We gotta get these pizzas going. We got a large and a medium no, that's not. Look, when we get going, it's got to be on." And like, this guy he was like a drill sergeant, and so and he was yelling, and like all of these like 16-year-olds were just like, it was literally
We're
like
got nothing but steers and queers in this freaking pizza operation.
it was
a pizza oven.
It was like watching an old war
Mushroom.
movie, and you're just watching all of these rookie people, and they're about to get just mowed down in the trenches in World War I or something like that. And like they were just like, it's like they had never seen a pizza before, and they're just like, "What do we do with this?" Like, you put the cheese on the pizza, right? So, and like every hotel I go to, it's just like maybe two. I went to this hotel a couple weeks ago for July 4th. I think there were maybe 3 people working at this hotel. There was like one person who sort of ran the front desk, and then like nobody had swept in a while. Like nobody can hire anybody, So like, I don't know. I mean, we probably don't have the mental bandwidth right now to get into the economic reasons for all of this kind of stuff. But like, it's hard to find people to work, and it really shows.
I agree. So like I don't have
Let's talk about the deficit and inflation.
so no, like my work staff is it's a jungled mess of people who can or can't come to work. So it is what it is. But like when I go into town, like finding like I just anywhere I go to, like,
Going into town to get some feed.
No, like a Jersey Mike's or a Harris Teeter, just like, bear with us. We have no one who can work here.
Yeah, and literally every business you go into has a sign on the front. We are hiring, right. And then the positions they're hiring for, and it's got a list. It's like manager, assistant manager, stock person, assistant stock persons, customer, like except for CEO.
When I order stuff, people are just like, "How long is it going to take to get like a window to my house?" I was like, "I don't know, like 4 months." They're like, "Ha, 4 months? That's crazy." I was like, "No, that's legitimate. What is it? It's like 12 to 14 weeks on anything that's like custom made. So like if it's a custom made thing, it's what's happening. So like because it's not because they don't want to make it faster. It's because they don't have anybody to make the window." And they're telling you, I have no one to make this window. It'll take you 4 months, and you better hope to Jesus that it comes in correct, because it might come in wrong. Because like we're like the people we hire are retarded and they can't make a window. So this is what it is. So like I tell everybody, I was like, no, at least like 4 months, and like if it comes in wrong, factor in another, I don't know, six weeks. I don't even know how long it takes to remake them. I was like, I have no confidence in the supply chain right now. Like the supply chain it might as well be 0 to infinity. Who cares? That's what I tell people. And it sounds terrible. Like I have a couple suppliers who are like legit within like a month, but they used to be like 1 to 2 weeks. I was like, well, now it's a month. And like if it comes in right, or if they make their delivery quota, that's what it is. So everything is double. Literally everything is doubled in supply chain. It's crazy. That's just not even a question. And if someone goes, "Well, that's unacceptable," I was like, "Well, I don't know what to tell you." That's like this is where we are.
You'd be like, "I agree, it's unacceptable," but unfortunately, many of the most unacceptable things in life still have to be accepted.
Yeah, exactly. It still sucks. And you can talk to Lowe's, or you can talk to any other Joe Blow, whatever, Substank, like freaking manufacturer. This is where we're at. So call around. Good luck. And it'll take you 9 weeks to get someone to come over and evaluate, and there'll be another still 16 weeks. So good for you. Here we are. It sucks. It's terrible, man. But like, I heard somebody say like this week that like plywood has dropped like 25%. Woohoo! That's good. That's great. Here we are. Things are looking up for America. I don't know, man.
We're witnessing the pre-apocalypse. They always make movies about the post-apocalypse, But
Like the intermediate apocalypse stories. Like
actually,
really don't-
I take that back.
They don't sell well.
The first Mad Max movie is actually a pre-apocalypse movie, which a lot of people don't realize that. But it like there's still like it's not like running around like in cars and weird things. That's the second and third movies and fourth movies. The first Mad Max movie, he plays a cop working for a police department, and there's like working hospitals and a functioning society, but it's about like the breakdown of society as like governments are under, there's no police, there's no law and order, so there's these roving motorcycle gangs that are terrorizing people. And so yeah, it's an interesting, it's not a very good movie, like it's really slow, but if you look underneath the surface of it, there's a whole different like what would, because everybody fantasizes about like what would society look like when it breaks down, but and everybody's driving around crazy hot rodded cars or like they're zombies or whatever. But would we know the signs of an apocalypse before it happened? Like, would we recognize what's happening?
I feel like I just go to Walmart, buy asparagus and squash, and I can get out of there for like $9.50. Is that pre or post apocalypse? I don't know.
No, but that would be a great, like, if you made like an apocalyptic movie, and then in like in the opening montage where it's like where they're doing like news reports, and they're like, we're reporting a breakdown of society. Asparagus has reached $4.99 a pound, and then the president is like, we need to do something about the price of asparagus.
Like,
this is probably not funny to anybody but us.
I'm laughing hard. I don't know, man. Yeah. So, no, but it's so funny because, like, it's so stupid. Like, I bought asparagus twice this week, by the way, which my refrigerator handled them differently. So, like, I had asparagus in one asparagus in the other, destroyed. So, like, I found that my asparagus problem is that I need to just take it out of the bag into a bucket or whatever, just a vessel, put it in my fridge. Therefore, my asparagus won't die. It won't get wet. Won't get gross.
Yeah, it's already dead.
It's not a Walmart versus Harris Teeter problem, and it's not a zombie apocalypse problem. It might be Mad Max eventually, though, but because I have that knowledge now.
Yeah.
Silly.
That's interesting. Yeah. So I'm going to do.
That is the most non-interesting comment I've ever had.
We have this game.
I'm very. But by the way, I'm very happy that like my household does not destroy asparagus as soon as we get into our fridge, because like I like asparagus and we eat it.
Yeah, asparagus is delicious. I have that problem like with like if I buy non-bread, which I don't normally do because it's like $4 for like a small little pack. But on the
wait, what is non-bread? What is that?
Oh,
mean?
it's not NON, but like NA''AN. It's like it's like Indian.
Oh, okay.
You don't know what? Oh, dude. Okay.
No, send me a picture or something. I don't know.
Oh, dude. Okay. You need to go to the store and get some non. It's like kind of like a flatbread kind of thing.
Okay.
But it goes with everything and it's delicious. Anyway, so if I buy non-bread, it lasts about half an hour in my house because everybody's like a bunch of hyenas eating on it. I'm like, that stuff is $4 a pack. Okay. So anyway, asparagus probably doesn't go that quickly.
It doesn't, but it could because I like it. So it's good.
Yeah. So we have this game that we play. No, it's not really a game, but it's like a recurring joke. Like when we're hanging out, like when I'm at gigs and we're hanging out in the green room or whatever, it's how long can we go in a group conversation before Dan brings up a Bill Burr sketch? And so the applicable one for here is that he has this whole bit where he talks about like, people are always saying like, oh, I'm going to learn how to grow food, for like, if something happens, the apocalypse happens, you're going to know how to like, make your own bread and like grow crops and stuff. And he's like, dude, all you're going to be doing is just learning how to collect supplies for the strongest people on the block. Because it's like, what are you gonna, I mean, unless you like every movie goes the same way. It's the people who are the most ruthless are the ones that survive. So yeah, if you're really into composting and like making your own soap, whatever, it's like all you're doing is collecting resources for the worst bastard around who's going to be like, oh, I'm taking your crap. So I don't have a lot of optimism for the apocalypse.
Oh no. Like I don't everyone thinks that they're going to survive the apocalypse. I don't think I'll survive the apocalypse.
Neither of us are going to be Rick Grimes. We're going to be like that. We're going to be the zombie who got bit because they reached their hand into a drive-through window and got bit by the zombie drive-through employee.
I will know the dudes I want to latch onto, and then they're like, "Yeah, you can stay here until it's safe, and until then, you're dead." I was like, "Yeah, that's fair enough."
I'm going to my sister's house.
Just keep my kiddos alive as long as you can.
My sister lives at the top of the tallest high rise in Virginia Beach.
Nice.
So like, and I'm sure she has firearms hidden around somewhere. But like, yeah, I would like high rise building. Either that or you live on like some sort of plantation, like way out in the country, you know, where you got all this property and you got like a fence.
Dan, that's very racist. You can't just have a plantation in the zombie apocalypse. That's super racist, bro.
Yeah, I forgot we canceled that word.
Yeah, man.
Who's Ross Patter and son?
I don't know. Is there a comment or something?
Yeah, somebody said Ross Patter and son says, "Can you read my comment live?" Dave, can I get a shout out?
Yeah, let's do that.
Who is this? I don't know who this is.
Can you read my comment live? Okay. Yeah, you did that. Ross Patter and son. Can you read my comment live? Dave, can I get a shout out?
Yeah, we can shout you out, but we don't know who you are.
Hey, Ross Patters and son. Ooh, we got a couple. Oh, wait, these are old. Are these old or are these new? Wait a minute.
No, Mike Bieber mentioned that he works in manufacturing and they struggle to get supplies.
There we go. Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, that's the guy who yells at everybody.
Stevie at 9:52 said. Daryl Anderson at 9:57 said, "Is that a pizza oven on your uniform?"
I don't know what that was. That a joke? What is that from?
I don't know. Stevie Ray said, "This is what happens when you pay people more to sit at the home." Stevie Ray also said,
"We've entered a segment we like to call Dave Reed's comments."
Yeah, this is shitty. So like, all right. So I don't know if this is somehow connecting to my Facebook pizza group thing. So I got a pizza group that I'm involved in. It's like oh. Wow, that's really weird. Wait, here we go. Who the are
Dave
you?
is the best reader of comments on YouTube. Is this now? So are these comments on my YouTube or on the This Should Be the Podcast YouTube? That's a good question.
Dude, we should look this up. I don't really know. Like,
Mike Bieber, if you're still watching, I still have my original Strat that I got in 2000. I got it refretted with stainless frets like 5 years ago. It plays really great.
This is your YouTube. As I said, who the hell are you, dude? And it came up with Dun Cummins. Wow,
dude! If I could get Dan Cummins, the comedian, to come on here, that would be like the ultimate win.
I want to.
Did I tell you he played in Charlotte like a couple of weeks ago? And if I didn't have a gig in Fayetteville, I was like, oh man, I should totally crash that gig. That'd be hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my facial hair doesn't carry the show. This is so weird. So, like, I'm okay with this. Like, that was me. Oh, there we go. It didn't come up. I mean, I'm excited to have comments. Like, I want to interact with them. Ross Are you a real person? 'Cause, like, I don't think you are.
I mean, what do you think? A robot's writing that? I mean, it's clearly a real person.
No. I don't think Ross Patter and Son is a real person. Are you?
Are
for
any of us
real?
real people? I mean, are we just like a
Dan,
construct?
we're all for real.
Are we just constructs of our like
Do we-
consciousness?
I was asking if we know him. We know you. Right?
We're gonna show up on some. We're gonna show up on some sort of news program right now.
Really for real. Of course we are.
Local alt-right podcasting personality Dave Duran deconstructs himself and has a mental breakdown online while live streaming.
No, look, man. Like, here's like a funny thing for me. For like, so, oh God, what was I talking about? I said something about like America. I said something about America.
I said something about America.
On the 4th of July. And then someone's just like, oh, yeah? Is that real? I was just like, hey, I think I know who you are. I was like, hey, wait a second. Wait, you deleted your comment. I was like, did you delete your comment? Can we talk about this? And like, no answer. I was like, also, have we ever met? Do I know you like in person? Because like we're talking like we know in person, and like there was no answer.
You're talking to me like you know me.
No, like I don't mean it like that. I was just like, I that's how I gauge my answer. I was just like, hey, you said something to me, and like I went to respond to it, and it was deleted, and then like we commented in like DMs. I was like, hey, I missed that. Did it get deleted, or is it like did you delete it? Also, do we know each other? Because I think I don't know. So like it depends.
Ghost Dave strikes again.
Yeah, exactly. Ghost Dave. That's pretty tough.
For those watching, Ghost Dave is referring to the phenomenon where Dave would frequently delete his Facebook. So when people would view
frequently, I did it once.
Oh, okay.
One time.
It would show up frequently because what would happen is that we would say like, you have memories today with Dave and Jeremy. And then you go and you look at a conversation and it would be like completely nonsensical because all of the Dave comments had been deleted.
Dave, your knowledge of cat food is expiring. Carter County, like Ohio for the win. I don't live in fucking Ohio. What?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Okay. Don't live in Ohio. I can't because like my microphone's in the way. Oh,
One Harbor,
not Ohio. Okay. Oh yeah. I go to One Harbor.
We're up to 3 viewers now, which is our peak so far.
Point taken.
Maybe we should start talking with no actual plan more often.
We get more viewers. I don't know Ross Patter.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot with a question.
Yeah, lay it on me.
What is the most scary thing about the future?
Oh, for me?
What the hell, man?
I think, or no, legit. I'll say this. Like for me, nothing. Like we're good. Like me and my wife, happy. Not worried about it. We'll survive. I'm worried about my kiddos, and I mean that with sincerity. So like, high school is gonna suck. College, man, the college conversation for my kids is gonna suck. So maybe that is the most fearful thing for me. It's probably not fearful for them, but like, so I don't know where my kids go when they get older. So
they will go somewhere that you haven't planned.
They will, yeah, exactly. So like, I can't possibly plan where my kids go, but like if they want to go to college, I have ideas. So like, they can't go to a private school to like do underwater basket weaving. Like we're not doing that. or
Well,
they can't
did
go
you
to.
did you actually know that the best baskets are actually made underwater?
Oh, that's great.
Go ahead.
It's I think I could teach my kiddos that via YouTube. Let's do that. So, but like no,
Yeah.
the scariest thing. Wait, what was the question in
What's
general?
the scariest thing? Oh, no, wait.
Yeah, scariest thing. The
What's the
scariest thing.
scariest thing about the future?
Yeah, the scariest thing is to try to navigate my kids through this absurd non-truth, like nobody has a grasp on reality versus
Yeah.
where they can land. Like, so I will tell my kids what I think is truth, and I will tell them where they should land, and I'll pray for them, and I will love them, and I'll put them in the direction to get to the the same position I am. However, I don't know where they're going to land. So once they get to adulthood, oh, good God, like adulthood, which my kiddo whose oldest is 9. So what is that? Like 12 years from now, 21. Oh my God. 11 years from now. Oh my God. I have no idea what this culture is going to be like, because right now it's fucking insanity.
Yeah.
So, that's my biggest fear. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't think I could go
I
into that larger, but like that's
No, I mean,
like,
I agree
think-
with that. I mean, I think there's a lot. The thing that I tried to think about that in order to give myself encouragement about that kind of thing is, I forget who said it. It's like hard times create strong men, and oh God, I'm going to mangle that quote, but it's like hard times create strong men raise like strong sons, but like without the struggle, like they can't raise the next like generation to be strong again, and then
Right.
they, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like the struggle of a generation creates like a good society, and then like that society, because it's good, the people
Right.
who grow up in that society don't feel the struggle, and so they don't grow up strong, and it's not necessarily their fault. So I guess I try to rationalize it like, well, all right, well, you know, it'll create an environment where my children have to be tough, and they have to be realists, and they have to understand that life isn't fair, and that we're all just out there eating the same shit sandwich, you know. And so there's a part of me that, like, because I have had certain struggles that made me a way better person and a way tougher person. And there's a weird sort of masochistic part of me that's like, man, I wish I had gone through that when I was 20 instead of 35, because then I would have been like the person I am now 10 years earlier, you know? So you don't wish struggles on your children. You don't wish for them to have a hard life, but like, you know, you kind of hope that is there a way to get to a position of strength without struggle?
Right.
You know, like I mean, I don't work out because I'm horrible at that kind of stuff, but like I definitely recognize that like there's no way that I'm going to look like Chris Hemsworth unless I do the workouts that Chris Hemsworth does.
Oh, you
You know what I mean? But I get it. I mean, it's
You're
just
so
simple
exactly.
math. You know, and it's almost impossible for a person to have real, true resilience of character without going through some sort of boot camp.
No, well, like no. Like it's you can teach your kids the troubles and you can teach them the trials you've come through. Like I think, right? Like that's not inappropriate. You say, hey, this is
Well,
what
yeah,
I
you
went
give them
through.
some nuggets of wisdom here and there, but I
No,
mean,
no. Well, like, that's appropriate for every generation. So, like, no. I guess and no generation is gonna really be like, hey, man, when I was a kid, I had to like literally dig my dirt hands into the ground and dig potatoes so we could survive. And like everyone's like, fuck you, granddad. I did this, and like there's potatoes at the store. You're like, no, that was 2 generations ago. Like the famine, it killed almost all of us and your grandparents and your mother. She died. Do you remember that? Your mom's dead. She's like, nah, I don't remember. Like that's the thing. So like when it's a couple generations of past, like that's a common theme of not understanding the troubles that your parents went through to get you that. Now you can't necessarily make them understand all the troubles you went to, and like honestly, you and I our troubles have been very, very, very minimalistic. Like
Yeah.
to be honestly speaking.
Oh,
So
yeah.
our parents had harder trouble. Our grandparents had like depression trouble. So like laying that out is tough, especially in our environment, because you and I have had a post millennial super boomer, super prosperity environment. So like when we go, hey, listen to this idea that like what you're hearing is probably non beneficial to you. To be like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, no. Like, I have the luxury of being very arbitrary in my victimhood, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
That
right.
makes
So,
sense.
like, right. So, like, for me, I don't know. There's no victimhood in like work. Like, I have to go to work. I have to be on time. I have to be the guy that does a job. However, I'm like 38. The
So that's
people
not
who are
that's not victimhood. That's part of being alive.
no, that's part of being also white. By the way,
Oh,
that's
God.
being a white thing. Yeah, sorry. So
We
But,
had
like-
to figure out a way to slip some sort of cancelable statement into the
no, exactly.
podcast.
Yeah, no, seriously. But like now, I mean, just to be honest with you, Dan, I have employees who's like, I can't get to work till like 9. This is my life. It's brutal, terrible. I can't survive. If you want me to get to work till 9, I don't know, man. It's not me. I was like, okay, well, I got you. I'll schedule around that, and I'll do the best I can. But like but to me, that's unbelievable. That like a grown ass adult can't do their job and can't get to the place they're employed till 8 o'clock. But also, I know if I were to fire that employee, there'd be like 8,000 people who can't do the same fucking thing. It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
This is where we're at. It's unbelievable. It blows my mind. So like, it's disgusting and it's sad and it's disheartening and it's not like encouraging to me. Like, oh, I can get to work at 8. That's great. Like, no one else can. Nope, they can't. It's seriously like getting to work at 8 o'clock Monday through Friday is a specialized skill now. In reality, just so you know. Now it might not be in your profession, but it is in the trades.
I
It's
work
crazy.
I get it. I mean, I work very strange hours, but so I consider myself blessed. But yeah, I get it.
Oh, you mean privileged, not blessed. Privileged.
You could say the same thing about basic communication skills.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, I'm ranting right now.
Soft times make soft men. Hard times make hard men. Is the quote.
Who the hell is this person? Ross.
That's a.
Ross, I don't know you. Who are you, sir?
We should get Ross on the podcast.
Who are you?
Some person that you know.
Nah, I don't think so.
I mean, isn't that the One Harbor connection?
Yeah, I mean like one out of like 1,200 people. Yeah.
Good question. We're going tubing on Sunday.
Oh no, I mean like we're definitely tubing this Sunday. It's like I know
As one does.
I know 8 people who are doing that. I have a tubing trip planned on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Hurt me, got me deep, Ross.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, we're going to the Tar River, and we're gonna have a tube, and we have like 2 tubes for coolers. We're just gonna be like tracing that.
We're going to the river.
We're
We're gonna have a tube. We're gonna have 2 tubes.
That's exactly what we're doing. Oh, it's Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Oh, hello, Andrew.
Remember the old Chris Farley skit where he was talking to Paul McCartney? Where he was like, "Hey, remember that time that you were in the Beatles? That was awesome."
I name the wrong name.
Just don't misgender anybody. We're up to 4 people watching now. You're watching the dismantling of a society here.
Well, I'm glad it's Andrew. So yeah, we're definitely doing 2 tours. So we're going to up in the Tar River, which is
Where's
like
that?
somewhere around Rocky Mount or something. So you go down to the bottom, you get on a bus, they take you up, you get on tubes, you go down. This is the thing.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So it should be fun.
Yeah, that sounds real fun. You taking the kids?
Oh no,
okay.
There's no child. No,
Oh, okay.
child's involved.
I wasn't sure like what level of white water rafting this is, or
No, it's
level
no,
1, it's like kids and old people,
Nope.
sure, and then it gets to like level 4, it's like
no
death
rapids.
turns.
No rapids. Very, very calm. Tar River, just as like shit brown dirt, gross.
who enter
Exactly.
anyone who passes by the who enters the river takes his life into his hands.
Exactly.
Mercy, O Lord. Anyway, sorry.
Hey, I'm very happy that like Andrew is commenting. I don't know why his name is Ross Patterson's son, but whatever. I'm glad we had some comments. This is good.
Well, we just went down to 3 people, so
It's fine. 3 people is still more than we never like normally have. So whatever. So it's funny, like we're obviously not the Joe Rogan podcast, but he was listening to he was talking to oh shit, who was he talking to today? Doesn't really matter. His idea was just like, hey, so like what was your thoughts on like what were we gonna talk about today? He's like, oh no, I got no idea what we're talking about.
yeah, it's really interesting how he does that. I mean, I've been a Rogan fan for years. I was just listening to the one where he talked to Quentin Tarantino recently.
That was a
And
good
it's
one.
like, yeah, it was like 3 hours. I mean, they just like went on topic, and there's never any dead air. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything just flows.
Well, and to be clear, he had to have a couple questions he wanted to ask Quentin.
Well, and
Tarantino.
also he talks to people that he like hasn't talked to, right?
right.
So it's like you get somebody who likes to talk. I mean, like Quentin Tarantino loves to talk. So if you just get him in a room and you just ask him a question, so it's like, so what was the idea behind Death Proof? And then you just it's like hit and play. The guy is just going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So,
Right.
you know, and same thing with like, it's a little bit more difficult when he's talking to somebody like Elon Musk, you know what I mean? Where he has to kind of coax out a little bit, you know, it's like, so how do you know, what's your work ethic? What's your day like? You know what I mean? So, but that's just part of his innate sort of personability where he gets like, you know, he wants to get into what makes people go. It's really, it's a skill. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if could it be taught? I don't know.
It cannot be taught, Dan.
That should be Joe Rogan's master class. You know, Joe Rogan teaches podcasting.
Yeah, no, the one I was thinking about was like with Adam Curry, who's like the MTV VJ from like the 80s.
Yeah,
And, like,
that guy.
like he's like one of the early podcasters, like the guy who like kind of came up with the not the algorithm, but like the general formula, and then like literally sold it to Apple, and like Apple's like, yeah, we'll buy that, we'll do that. So like he's literally the podcast founder. Like the guy, his name is Adam Curry, and his show is called No Agenda. And it's it's very entertaining, but like it's just like they've been doing it for like 16 or 14 or 18 years or whatever the hell it is, and literally he's like he came up with the first podcast, like the first MP3 network thing, and then like Apple bought it, which is pretty impressive. So like
there was that sort of golden age of podcasting, which is what we're in now. But then there was like what was before.
now's the
like,
golden age. Yeah.
Before
that,
that, it was like the silver age, where like Mark Maron was one of the first guys to do it. Like Burr's been doing his podcast for like 10 years, And it's kind of quaint to listen to like some of the old stuff where people are just literally just like shooting the shit, talking about stuff, just telling stories amongst each other. It's a funny thing, like not to okay, so another Bill Burr reference, but like one time I was just like on a long drive to a gig, and I listened to like all the times that Burr was on Rogan's show, and they talked about monkeys. They would tell the same each time, but like I was like, wait a minute, did I already listen to this one? It was like, no. He goes on the show in 2012 or whatever, and they just like, monkeys are chimpanzees are like, they're fucked up, man. They just like, they'll eat each other, and they're mean animals. They're just, I don't want to mess with those guys. And then they go off and they talk about other like, crazy stuff. And then he would come on the podcast 3 years later, and they'd be like, I don't know, man, chimps scare me. And it was just like, everybody in the comments was like, dude, they talked about the same thing 3 years ago, and neither of them remember. It's really interesting. It's funny.
I know, man. Like, yeah. So like there's like two ways to go about this. You can either do, I don't know, like constant news feed and constant commentary on what's going on, in which like a billion people do, or you just get on there and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And like sometimes it's nude feeds, or like sometimes Dan's heads gets bigger and sometimes it gets smaller. So like I don't know. It's a fun. I don't know. I got nothing, man. Like I don't have a good reason. Whoa. All I know is
The trick is curiosity.
I came on here relatively drunk, and I'm still not just stage wait. So stage wait. I am still in that. Still drunk. So
This would be the time to ask Dave anything.
no, lay it on me, bro. Interdimensional aliens. They totally don't exist.
Maybe we could table this for another time. I still want to talk about like bad movies that we like for some reason versus really good movies that we hate for other reasons. You know what I mean?
That might be
Like-
too artistic for me.
Well,
But I'll
no,
try.
it's not really. It's like a movie like Armageddon that I think is great, but like but by some people's objective standards would be considered crap, right? Compared to like something like Forrest Gump that won all these Oscars that I absolutely hate. You know what I mean?
I get it, but
Oh, I'm making the dog bark.
but also Forrest Gump changed my life, Dan. Also,
Really?
I thought you wanted to ask me something very deep and personal.
No, I was.
I'll
I
bring
mean,
it
I
back.
didn't have anything on deck necessarily.
No, I'm okay with that question.
What would your ideal career be if you had maybe not $1 million?
Ooh.
How about $500,000?
All right, so like, what's my ideal career if I had no concern about money in the bank?
Well, maybe I don't know. It's a loaded question. Like you ask anybody what their ideal career would be, they just pick something sort of pie in the sky, whatever. But like maybe a semi-realistic ideal career,
I don't know. I think if you could pay me to talk into a microphone, that'd be fun. Number one. Number two, male gigolo. Number three,
I mean, that obviously, yeah.
same thing. No, I was just joking. So no, I
Well,
don't know.
they
like,
say dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right? So that's where the mustache comes into play.
yeah. So no, like literally, my dream job would be to espouse my opinion to get paid for it to a degree, not like $1 million, just to make a thought, or just to be part of a media company that you can talk about things you want to talk about. That'd be fun.
Like InfoWars.
Sure. I didn't say that.
I was thinking about that because I was driving down the interstate the other day and I saw a truck with a giant Infowars.com
No
sticker on the back. I'm like, what is this guy's life story that he has to put Infowars.com on his truck?
Right. I literally very much admire what Tim Pool does, which is really cool. He's got his own media thing.
I love
He's
Tim
like,
Pool.
He's gonna start his own vibe, and he's gonna start his own company, and he's like trying to expand that. I'm under no illusion that like, excuse me, talking on the internet is gonna make me any money. But like, if you were to make any money, if we made any money on talking about what we talk about, just how stupid would that be? That'd be crazy. That would be amazing. Like if there's like someone's like, I will give you $5 a month just to hear you talk. I was like, that's fucking insane. Like that blows my mind. But like if you could do that with like 1,000 people or 10,000 people, then you go from 5,000 to 50,000 people. I don't know, man. Like not that we are at that point or we're like worthy of that kind of commitment, but like there are people out there that make a living just talking on the internet. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, like I think about that sometimes when I play music because I'm like playing the same 30 songs every show.
Yeah.
So my mind has a tendency to wander. Sometimes I'm like, when I'm having a really good show, I'm like, I can't believe I get paid for this. You know what I mean? But I also, I make the joke with people. I don't get paid to play songs and have fun. I get paid to like drive 3 hours to some random place to carry all of my crap to deal with 90-degree humidity, you know, all that stuff. That's what I actually get paid for.
You know, and like as a musician, I would love to get paid to play music, but like I know what that takes. Like that takes time away from your family. It takes time away. Like it takes brutal amounts of hours. And like as a husband and a father, I'd be like, I don't want to spend that time. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would have loved to do that 15 years ago. But like now as a established human being, we're like, like what could I do? Like, so that's what influences that answer that you asked me. So
yeah, no, that's I think about that often because like my ability to play music is almost interestingly completely predicated on the fact that my family life is slightly abnormal, right? So like because I have my kids 50% of the time, it builds into that an opportunity. And it's like, well, I might as well play music and make money. All right. Would I do that if I had a more sort of nuclear family where I was like, I don't know. That's a good question. And I have a lot of respect for the people who do that, who still play music a lot of times, you know, like some of the guys I know. So that's an interesting question. You know, I'm not going to answer it for anybody else. For me, I just like, well, this is sort of me making lemonade out of lemons in a sense.
Yeah.
You know?
What would you do? Perfect world. Like where would you?
I think I would. I mean, I like to play music. I don't know if I would want to do like a full-time touring thing. Like, it would be fun. Like, I mean, there's a romance to the idea of being like, oh, we're being on a tour bus. You know, we're going around the country. I love traveling. I mean, that's fun. Would I want to do that? You know, 50 weeks out of the year? No. You know, especially not because I have two children. You know, so like I like the idea. I mean, I love audio editing for whatever reason. I don't know why. If I could do a full-time job quantizing drums to a tempo grid and auto-tuning vocals and aligning vocals. I could do that. I like doing it. I find it strangely relaxing. You know, so I would do like audio work, that kind of stuff, you know, all day long. Do that during the day for like a few hours and then play some gigs at night. That'd be living the dream.
Maybe you made this like gay ass podcast sound good. I mean, I'm talking to her. I don't know. It sounds fine.
Are we reaching critical mass here?
Yeah. We had 2 people watch this whole show, so therefore we should make money.
All right.
Funny.
We'll have a topic prepared for next week.
Yeah, sorry for the not random topic. And also, still, Ross Patterson, son. Come on, bro. Whoever's, I mean, I think that's Andrew, but also Andrew, I think you're smoking a lot of weed or tripping on mushrooms, or you've had too much mushrooms or too much whiskey. I don't know, bro. Like, be more clear. Ask questions. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we should call it. We'll talk to everybody next week.
Yeah, man. We're out of here. Post 4th of July. Random week.
A Midsummer Night's Eve.
Nightmare.